I'm dodging the storms, right?
Yeah.
Trying.
Gosu storm dodging for the win. There's the link.
Ah, shit. Okay.
All right.
God damn it. Alright, can you give me a sec, buddy? One moment, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I tried. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
Like,
So
the drones obviously caught up with me. Like, I thought I had good position, but if he didn't have storms, then I think I'd have it.
yeah. So we got 10 minutes left. I want to use this time to just talk about what we've seen today.
Yeah, sure. I obviously need to play more. Like, hands
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
get like 100 games in, like in this next week. Try to get as many points as I can to see where I'm at actually as far as skill level goes, because can't really tell at this point. Just lose a whole fucking bunch and get better. I think that's
Yeah.
the first thing.
That's
I think I can do it, right? I mean, like it or not, I sort of did toe-to-toe a bit with this guy, right?
yeah. You had some good moments, but what the thing that keeps coming back to us is you don't seem to have the late game mindset. That last game, you were, the whole time you were saying things. No, fingers just.
I am an idiot, by the way. I know that for a fact. But I tried, guys. I'm sorry.
Anyways, let's get back to yeah, everyone on the stream is asking about Fingo, so we'll look at his stats.
Yeah, go ahead.
31-41 right now. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Throughout the course of that entire last game and recurringly, is that a word? Throughout all of our games tonight, it kept coming up time and time again. Oh, I feel like I should just make a bunch of lings and go try and kill him. Oh, I just feel like I should just go all in with a bunch of lings and go try and kill him. And that's something that you know, there's a time and a place for that thought. But that time and place is not, you know, when you're on even bases 20 minutes into the game. Especially against Protoss, because lings 20 minutes into the game against Protoss are kind of shitty. So, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but it seems like you're a little bit uncomfortable playing past two bases. Like this game, I sort of just kind of let you do your thing that time, and I was chirping in a little bit, but I was just watching. And you didn't even consider adding that third until I said, look, man, it's really time to expand. It's long overdue. So I need you to start taking that that macro thought process into your games. And maybe it's hard for a Terran player to think past two bases. I don't know. But
well, it's not that. It's just that, like, to be perfectly honest, like, most of my games have not gone that far. Like, I had a couple of games that went late game, and I did expand in those. But that's it. Like, I swear, it was like 3 games. So it's probably that. It's like I don't have enough experience to either feel comfortable or, like, know when to do stuff like that, basically.
well, I understand that, and that's why. And that's why you're right in saying, okay, I need to practice more. I need to practice more. I need to practice more. But that practice is not going to be beneficial if you go into it with the wrong thought process. If you go into practice and say, okay, I'm going to get 2 bases, I'm going to make 35 drones, and then I'm just going to make roaches and zerglings and try to win. You know, you'll win games that way. You'll fly up to 2K diamond that way. I mean, you can go all in off 2 base with roach ling and crush Protoss players left and right all the way through, you know, 2K plus easily. You know.
Yeah, but that's not what I want. I want to be a good player.
Yeah, and when you sit down and play with somebody like Fingo, or you know, like a lot of the people we talk to on the stream regularly, In Control, who you're going to work with soon, I would advise you talk to him about ZvP.
Yeah.
You know, when you sit down and work with him, if you try that shit, that 2-base cheesy shit, because that's all it is you know, you're going to lose every time. Because And the reason why you're going to lose every time is because newer players and players who aren't as serious about the game realize, oh, I can make roaches and lings off of 2 bases and get a lot of wins that way.
Mic cut out, buddy.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
hello? Hello, hello?
Yeah.
Alright, what's the last thing you heard?
I heard everything. I heard everything.
Okay. But anyway, what I was saying is these players, these developing players, these players that are at the stage you're in or not as far along as you, they learn that, hey, I can make lings and roaches off 2 base with like 30 drones, and I can win games that way. And that's kind of what you're trying to do right now. But the better players, the players like Fingo with 3,000 points and 1,000 games, they've seen that so many times, and they're so practiced against it that every time somebody tries to do that, they're going to recognize it and they're going to shut it down with good force fields, good control, good cannon placement, good buildings, good building placement in general, and just smart tactical play. He was picking you apart with DTs in the back while attacking you or while defending the front. Every time you would push, you would send a DT in your base. I mean, so I guess the underlying thing here is you're right. Practice is what you really need right now, but it has to be focused practice. You have to come into it and say, okay, my goal this game is to get 6 gas running, and I think that's a really great goal for you to work on right now.
Do you think like we could probably use 1 hour or 2 like that we have, and just try to work on that as well? Because like seriously, I'm not going to get in control until far. I am going to play a lot, but if you think you could help me with that.
Yeah. I think we should probably wrap things up here in a few minutes so that you can get back on the ladder and start getting some of that practice in. But next time we sit down, we can pick that one thing and just focus on it and say, okay, the only thing we're going to do this game is get 6 gas, and then you'll see how much the late game starts to open up. Because even the few games where we did get to 3 bases. It's kind of like we got to 3 bases, but we didn't have the right number of drones, and we've talked about that a lot. Yeah, so it's like, oh great, I have 30 drones and 17 hatcheries. I can put 2 guys on minerals at each one. So we just it all has to be balanced, and we can work more on that, I guess, in the future. But there were a lot of high points. There were a couple games, and there were a couple times throughout these games where you really had him on the back foot, and he's a really good player. Like if you look at the BNet top 100 right now, he's on there, or top 200.
Huh. I feel better about that at least. Like I know I can do this. Like, I know I can do this, man. I know I can. I believe that I can. It's just I need to do stuff like I did the other day and just like freaking macro against the computer a bit, and I need to ladder more, basically, I guess, because when I macro against the computer, it's awesome, but then I get on like I did today, even though this guy is incredible, and it just started to fall apart, and I don't...
Well, even the first game we played against the 1800 level guy who 4-gated you, we saw, the pressure comes and you start to kind of lose a little bit. And you had everything in place to defend that first 4-gate, but it just the little mistakes. And one of the most frustrating things about playing Zerg is those tiny mistakes will cost you games every time.
Yeah, like the Overlords cost you 2 games.
Yeah.
I might have still lost, but I might have actually been able to take it longer. So.
I mean, you might have taken a game off of Fingo if you'd gotten Overlords on time. With that first game y'all played with the when we pushed out with all of his sentries, if you kill all those sentries with your roaches like you're supposed to do, he has no force field through the mid game, and you just walk over him because he's got no way of shutting down your very powerful roaches, because roaches are godly in the mid game. So you can't.
It was good though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I did my best. Yes, obviously under the pressure as always, but it was good. It was good.
Don't feel bad. There were definite high points, and there's definite improvement. And I promise you, you're not going to play anybody on ladder that's as good as Alex for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It's going to be. I mean, even if you play 100 games today and you win them all, you're still only going to be. Wait a second. No, that would be 3,000 points. Even if you play, 20 games today and you win them all, they're still going to put you at 1,500. So. And 20 games is a long day of games. It takes a Zerg player 20 minutes to play 1 game, so you're talking about 400 minutes, which is like, I don't know, 6 hours.
Yeah, it's a long time. Like on the weekend when I hit Diamond, I had like 8 or 9 games, so I think 10 altogether. that was a long session.
Yeah.
10 games when I won 7 of them, which is good, but you know.
Dude, I had a session yesterday. I probably played for 6 hours, and then I was getting ready to go to bed, and Rhett sent me a message on Skype. He said, "Hey, you want to play?" And so I played 20 more games with Rhett, and we just played all night. It was rough, but
Yeah.
anyways, you did great. I can see the thing. I can see stuff coming together. But just when you practice, I want you to practice. I want you to practice for the late game. All right, we're not practicing the late game yet. We're practicing for the late game. So
Focus on drones. Don't get the supply block. Think about the late game.
yeah, and your goal right now for every single game needs to be get 6 gas running.
Okay.
That needs to be your goal. Not get 3 bases, not get 6 geysers, but to get 6 gas running, because that's what opens up the late game for you. All right. So I just want you to take that and just run with it. Get 6 gas running. So, anyways, Lee, it was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Everybody on the stream is very supportive. They're all cheering you on, and they're making hearts for you.
Thank you, people on the stream. I appreciate it a lot. Well, let's get together on Skype and just figure out when we can do the other 2. And I'll try to get like, I don't know, like 3 days just flattering like a madman. Because like my fiance doesn't come back till like the 3rd, so I got some days.
Sweet.
I get slapped in the back. Stop gaming. Christ. Unfortunately, my girl is not that supportive as yours is, so you know it's rough.
Well.
Anyway.
At least you got one, right?
Yeah, I got one.
That's more than we can say for any of these nerds making fun of you.
No, it's fine.
So, all right, brother. It was a lot of fun. I'll talk to you here shortly, and we'll see about when we can do the next one.
All right, man. Later.
All right, see ya. All right, cool. That was fun. Thanks, Lee, for letting us do that. And stuff. So, okay, stream. I have to make a couple phone calls. I'll be back in about 10 minutes. So, I'll come back. We'll play some games. And, I have to. Gotta bring home the bacon. So I'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'll see y'all all very soon.